conmigo, and welcome to the Three Dads in the Podcast with your host, Freddie D. As always, co-parenting with me is the man, the myth, the legend from Bayamon, Carlos.
What up, kiddos?
And everyone's favorite baby daddy, BD Berto.
What up, world? We just out here impregnating your earlobes. Let's go. What a great intro from my compadre, Freddie. I love it. So, Daddy Los, what is the Three Dads in a Podcast all about?
Three Dads in a Podcast is about three brothers and lifelong best friends that talk about everyday life. It's going to be an unfiltered comedic podcast that'll cover sports, movies, music, entertainment, and what's going on in the world. And you'll be getting it from a dad's point of view.
I like it. So, we're out here, trying to give fatherly advice to all the masses. Especially, you can take it, you can leave it. Don't know. We're not going to fact check ourselves. That's just how we roll.
I just think, for the record, no disrespect to Los's mom, but technically, you may be a stepbrother.
That's why I said three brothers and lifelong best friends. Because
Absolutely.
Once my mom does confirm it,
Yeah.
I mean, I still look at you guys as brothers. But if she says, "Hey, that's
that.
I don't know, because you got a tiny forehead, bro.
For our viewers and listeners, me and BD Berto are blood brothers.
Right, but I feel I'm the hybrid of you two because I have your big nose, but I got your big butt.
That's true.
So that makes us brothers.
That's
Correct.
true.
But we still got to confirm it with your mom and my dad. Or me and bro's dad.
Well, maybe you can be our first host.
No, long time ago, these two may or may have not hooked up. Hasn't been denied nor confirmed at this time. It was talked about 3 weeks ago, and she just smiled.
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
No.
So, as we were doing this podcast, we came up with a bunch of ideas. We came up with a bunch of stuff of how do we want to do this? Obviously, we live in a world where you can't really say what you want, but in this realm, we're lifelong friends. We consider ourselves brother. I actually have a brother on the podcast, but we just like to talk that shit. So you may hear swearing, you may hear dick jokes, you may hear sports, you may hear unfiltered naughty stuff. And how my brother likes to do, he likes to give a lot of spoilers. So if you hate getting spoiled, then we will tell you in advance, but
No, I won't.
we probably won't because we're that insensitive.
I don't give two flying fudge crackers in the air. But speaking of spoilers, did you guys hear that Cam Newton signed with the Patriots?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that was an example of a spoiler if you're living under a rock.
Yeah, that's how you spoil
and
it.
all of a sudden, all these Patriots fans are just coming out of the woodwork.
Absolutely. They
here?
were quiet for
You guys been very quiet on social
We
media.
here? Because it's basketball season. Like, relax,
It ain't
bro.
dropping season right
There's
now.
no season going on right now.
Soccer? Messi got his 700 goal.
First of all, it's called
Whatever.
football.
Football.
It's called football. And they've been dominating
People?
so far in the Korean Baseball League, which there's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I feel like I'm living in California. Shout out to Drew Wells. We miss you.
So obviously I have two kids. You have one kid. Freddie has two
Don't
kids.
put my shit out there.
But but my kids aren't there yet. They're not teenagers yet. And my horror story in my head is, what am I going to find on their browser history? That fears me, what we're going to find on their browser history. So I'm not there yet. I don't have, but I know I will be there. So how do I handle the dark side of the browser history?
The dark web.
The dark web, exactly. Like, I have a boy and a girl. Obviously, with the boy, you recommend porn stars to them, or do you not? You was like, yo, don't do that. That's not good. What are your recommendations that, as a fearful father of not wanting to know what is going to end up on their kid's browser, how do you handle that situation?
I think the reality of things is they are so lucky that they do have access to browser histories. They're so lucky because you know how I got a strong neck? Believe it or not, you know the story of how I got a strong neck where I could sleep standing up?
Sure. Tell us.
The TV, when it was time to watch that naughty shit. You know what I'm talking about?
HBO 2 a.m. baby.
Whatever the case may be. Or if you didn't have cable, but you found cable, you know what I'm saying?
You found channel 63, bro.
I found channel Rainbow. That shit was like,
yup, and then you bang the TV a couple times and it pops up.
Left titty was on the left corner, right titty was down the right corner. So I had to go like this with my neck. You can't see what I'm doing with my neck, but I'm doing like this while motioning my right hand because I'm righty. I don't like doing it with my left because it's a stranger. Everybody knows that. It's weird. But anyways.
Well, what if you're a lefty, like myself?
Then your right hand is a stranger. Or
I'm ambidextrous, baby.
Oh, see, you got the best of both worlds. They're both strangers now.
So that means your thing goes towards the middle.
Shirt and shrivel and always to the left, not for Carlos. It's just right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
That's just crazy. But again, there's no browser history. Like my mom would never find out. And she's always sleeping because she worked late. You know this, Berto.
Yes, sir.
And 2 a.m., 3 a.m., neck cramps, I'm getting it done. Now, fast forward now that I have an offspring and they're going to find these sites, whether I say no or not, you could put all the parental codes you want. They're going to find this shit because let's face it, it's interesting, right? It's not like don't close your eyes because we've done that. That shit didn't work. Sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, don't look," and I still have my hands open purposely.
all those horror movies we watch with the sex scenes in it.
Those are the best kind. Running up the stairs with your titties out. I never understood that. What a button up. Anyways, so yes, you're gonna have that fear, but don't fear it, man. Embrace it, man. This is the best time. As soon as they bring it up, that's when you have to talk, but at their level. Like you wouldn't tell them at 8, like, "Yo, this is the site you should go to, and these are the stars you should be visiting because you're pure." You know what I'm saying? You should be like, you just ask them, "Okay, yo, I noticed that your browsing history was a little off, right? You're having a little too much fun. You know how I know? Oh, how do you know that? Because I get viruses. You know what I'm saying?
Why doesn't my laptop work anymore?"
Like, you know, I get it that you're doing it here and you're not touching anybody else, but I still get viruses.
They don't know about the cookies, right?
They don't know about the cookie virus and shit. Next thing I know, like, Norton's not doing it for me. He's like, "Yo, this is just too much. Pew, pew, pew. There's too many ass and titties and dicks all over the place. I can't stop it." But yeah, you just got to embrace those conversations with your kids and have fun with it and just let them know the pros and cons, the dangers of these things. And no, we're not paying for no porn website unless they want to, donate to us.
What do you think, Carlos?
I think you hit it right on the money. You're saying that it's very interesting. I think it's just human nature. And of course, your little friends are going to be like, "Hey, have you ever seen this? Or have you ever seen that?" And kids get curious and they're going to start, going online now with everyone. I didn't have my first phone until I was like 18. Now these kids are having phones at what, like
10?
10. They're going to outsmart us. At some point, they're going to know that freaking parental password.
Absolutely.
So, my kid's meal is still early, but at some point I'm going to catch him or he's going to ask about it and I'm going to have that talk with him.
You know what's real? What's real? What if they catch you? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'd be sweating balls like that.
I'm going to say, "Let the boy watch."
Close the door!
Close the door. No, listen, man. I'm just really going to tell them it's the devil's work. You shouldn't be watching it. No, I'm just kidding. Again, you got to have that talk with them just like you talk about sex, drugs. It's normal, but you also have to educate them because obviously this can become an issue.
Nah, you guys,
right?
Like, you guys are doing it wrong. Like, I'm going to be like, "Yo, get the laptop. These are the sites that you should go on. We don't go on certain sites because they make you pay for it and they only give you a 30-minute trailer. You can't, like, what are you going to do with a 30-minute trailer?" I'm like, "Yo, you go to, X videos, you go to XNXX,
etc.
YouPorn.com, where you get the free stuff." But I feel like I'm
you're going to give them your account info?
I don't have an account because I don't pay for it.
They didn't just say they're going to outsmart us. They already got the account.
They already got it. They got that 30-day trial under your name.
If I see that charge on my credit card, I'm like, "Yo, you did it wrong completely."
And you can't just unsubscribe. You got to call them.
Yeah.
You make your kids call them. Like you call them and you tell them you're underage and you should be watching that stuff.
When they say $1, yeah, they'll charge you $1 and then $500 the next week for the whole thing.
I don't think they even ask if you got to be 18 and over to push the button, right?
You could just push the button and be 8. Yeah.
They just have it on the webpage just to be safe.
Yeah.
I mean, what is a good age to start experimenting?
I mean, jerk off or masturbate.
As soon as you get that feeling.
As soon as you come. As soon as you come that first time. I remember my first time. It was weird. What happened was I was of age of 12, and for some reason I was getting bullied again. No big deal. And what happened was like, ew, you jerk off. At that time, I had no idea what these kids were talking about. I was like, what's jerk off? Of course, I didn't have the internet, so I went to the library. And no, I'm just kidding. I didn't have the internet. I still didn't have the internet, so I was still trying to figure out what jerk off was until somebody else told me, oh, that's like, you know, you grab your dick and you masturbate. And I'm like, so what happens? Oh, I don't know. Something happens to you. So I was like, all right, cool. So one day, I remember this. We were, it was our first house. And I went to the bathroom. I locked myself in the bathroom. And I was like, all right, I'm pump the monkey. Mind you, we didn't have cell phones. The TV, it was not 2 a.m, so this was like broad daylight, like on a Saturday, right after the Saturday cartoons.
You had to use your imagination?
I had to figure something out, and I don't remember what I imagined about. Truly don't know. Exactly. Probably Willy Wonka. I don't know. So anyway, so I'm there and I'm pumping, I'm sweating. Like, my hands are sweaty. I'm like, yo, I don't know.
Middle of summer?
And I was like, what is this white stuff coming out of me? I was like, okay, which is fine. I was like, okay, I felt like this release. Like, okay, boom, I got it out the way. I'm not going to lie, the next day, my shit was still sore.
What'd you do? Grab the like you tight? So tight that
I dry rubbed. You
didn't apply.
I still dry rub.
That's how I cook my steaks, bro. That's how I season my steaks.
But yeah,
dry rub, baby.
And I'm already at that stage with my offspring. Yes, we've had that talk of where to put it when you're done.
Where to dispose?
Yeah, where to
dispose? Sock? Is it a shirt?
I told him use sock.
The inside of your boxers and walk around.
Or a towel. I told him if you use
the new socks are better because a lot of them are dry fit.
I learned that you shouldn't just have your kids wear like the same socks that you bought for the beginning of the school year that they be running for like the next 3 years. I think you should always buy new socks every like 2-3, like your toothbrush. You gotta buy a new toothbrush. You gotta buy new socks
every 6 months or whatever
the case may be. I told him don't use toilet paper. He goes, why? I was like, because that shit sticks on you, man.
So like you cut yourself shaving and you try to
okay, exactly. So what we do is I got the wipes at home. I said, hey, if you're doing the shower, I'm gonna let you know this. You better clean that the I don't know what it's called. Was it the clot or whatever? Because that white stuff sticks there. I know.
I know.
Happened to me recently.
Yeah, my mom had to call a plumber.
I'm like, why is this not going down? That's
made a stand-up shower into a fucking bathtub.
That's what it was. Exactly. So, like you guys said, like I checked his browser history, and I was like, oh, that's how I found out he was doing the dirty. So then there's multiple questions after that.
Yeah, right.
Yo, you're obviously not a virgin, quote unquote. He goes, why? I'm like, because you lost it to your hand. And he was like, nuh-uh, I'm not fucking with you. Don't count.
Nice
but be safe. But this is where we opened up the conversation about sex and STIs and viruses on my computer.
Yeah, my first masturbation story was a game changer. You remember we got that hot box?
Love the hot box.
So you could watch like the wrestling pay-per-views and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, watching the wrestling pay-per-view on this little ass TV, that hot box came with extra channels or whatever.
Extra channels.
Extra channels.
Extreme sports channels.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just flip it. I think I was watching like, I don't know, the Royal Rumble or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I was. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I was like, I was so scared of someone coming into the room. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just like see some porn, do it. It was the weirdest feeling of my life. Nothing came out. But my balls were sore as hell for some reason.
Oh damn! You had the blue balls.
Yeah, it was.
You had the blue balls.
It felt like something came up, but nothing actually pushed through the shaft.
How old were you?
I think I was the ripe age of 12.
Yeah, but when you were 12, you were 4 foot tall.
Bro, I was 3 foot 4.
That's crazy.
I was so short. But yeah, my balls. And then the next day I was fine. And then I was like, damn, I think I want to do that again. Let's see if we can get something out of it. It's like milking a cow. Let's see what we can get out of it.
This is kind of fun.
We call that unfinished business.
Unfinished business. And, you know, if it wasn't for that hot box, like, I don't know, you know, what my life would have been like. What about you, Carlos? You can say it.
Fun fact. I lost my virginity first before I started, you know what.
Fresco. At 12 too?
Sue me. I cannot disclose that age. But yeah, and every time I did it, it didn't get, it wasn't for me. So I kind of never really did it when I was young.
What, the virginity losing with the girl?
No.
Was it a girl?
Who said it was a girl?
Exactly.
Who said it was a girl?
To each their own. Cheers.
Thank you. But yeah, it just wasn't never a thing for me.
Masturbating or losing your virginity?
Masturbating, because it happened afterwards.
Oh, so you masturbated after you lose your virginity?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not even like right after. It just, you know what I mean? Like at some point I tried it and it wasn't, I don't know.
It's like the teacher starting you with an A.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as soon as you miss that one homework assignment, you drop to an F and you're like, I want to start with an A again.
Yeah, it just like wasn't the same for me.
You kind of set the bar a little too high for
now,
yourself.
Different story.
As the unrevealed genders knows they lost their virginity to you.
Before that?
No. I'm talking about after. Like, do you guys keep in touch or whatever?
Now, no.
Oh, good for you.
Good for you.
Message.
That's
what I'm going to tell my kid.
So, yeah.
What are you telling?
Yeah, whoever you lose it to, quote unquote, the
Break up with
virginity. No, it's just doesn't usually, I don't have the stats behind me. Yes, I do. It's never going to work out. Anyway. But you'll never forget your first seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
First seconds. Yeah, so I think I would be like, handle it this. But my daughter might be different. I don't know. I think
treat them all the same.
I don't know. I'd be like, hey, I guess type in BBCs.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
But that's the fear, right? The fear is it's that the categories are crazy right now.
Oh yeah, the categories
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's so creative.
So
I got to talk to the marketers or whatever because it's like stepmom and son, mom and son. Now it's like maids and stepmom is the maid. And I'm all confused of like now we're doing stepsisters. And I'm like, or your sister.
I'm not going to lie.
Like,
it's a lot of content.
Correct. It's like, beautiful storyline. And I'm like, wait, that girl was just the lawyer down the street. Like, what happened? The range of these characters on these sites are just remarkable.
This is an art to you, huh?
I really think the domination of your body, the way you can control it and do whatever you want with it, and also act at the same time is beautiful. You can't.
When you fake it like that,
it's very poetic.
When you fake it like that, there's no other way to act. Like, it's like an actor like crying on demand. Like faking it on demand and making it look real.
I think
nothing
it's
better, bro.
One true like visual arts where you could be a 75-year-old person and still get like 30 million views. Getting fucked or not, or fucking. It's crazy.
Do you recommend porn stars or do you just let him dabble in the dark arts?
I at that point is once you give them the choices of sites, it's on them to do whatever
it's
they
on
want.
them.
Right. I mean, do you really want to tell them what you're into?
No, absolutely.
Because that's weird.
No.
But I will draw the line on like kiddie porn and things of that nature. That's man, above your age. Like whatever your age is, times that by 2. So if you're 12, she better be 24.
It's 24 and up. Yeah. That's crazy.
Facts.
So Los,
yes,
you have a young lad.
I sure do.
Are you locking this phone?
I mean, I'm gonna have to put parental, supervision on it. But at some point, he's gonna unlock it. He's gonna jailbreak the phone, and I'm gonna catch him, and I'm gonna have a discussion with him. And I'm
Look
gonna
at
say,
you, Sherlock Holmes out here.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna continue to shake your son's hand.
Sure. Just wash your hands for 20 seconds.
I mean, we got to do it now, so it's pretty routine. So
yeah, listen, if you're gonna have to talk to your kid about sex, you're gonna have to talk to your kid about
washing up.
Full range.
You
know, that's why. That's why you got to treat them the same, no matter if it's male, female.
No, listen, it is what it is. Again, I think this is human nature, and like it would be kind of hypocritical for you to tell your child not to do it when you did it.
No, we
still do it.
We parents, we tell them not to do it because we want them to do it.
Exactly.
It's reverse psychology.
Right, but
don't do it.
When you don't want your kid is to be a complete rebel.
Correct.
That's true.
I don't want him to be addicted to that right hand or left hand.
Yeah, because you want him, if he's playing basketball, you want him to do both hands. So if you're predominantly right hand,
that's part of the conversation
hand,
too. Like if you're that's the conversation you gotta have now. If your kids are into sports, it's like, yo, you gotta hold off. Like you can't put that release. You're gonna get wobbly legs. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of like people don't think like that. I do. I go like if you could do it like before breakfast. That's cool. Gets you ready. It wakes you up. You know,
you're strategic.
If you're a little sluggish or you have a big test, that will calm you down. But when it comes to like physical activity, and you have to perform, this ain't freshman. It's varsity. Like we gotta step it up.
Almost the big leagues.
Exactly. So that's Mike.
I mean, and your senior year, you're just like at any time, you know.
Well, I mean, don't do it in public. I definitely don't recommend that.
No, but you know what I mean.
Of course, don't do it in the woods either.
I'm just saying, on site they can do it.
Go into the woods, into the wilderness.
I want to be like in that level where you can just think of it and just do it. Without touching myself, I just want to be like, like, where's that at?
How do you clean that mess up, though?
Oh, that's why you got underwear.
It just absorbs it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't go through the jeans or nothing?
Yeah.
Extra time.
If you're paying like $40 for a pair of Tommy Hilfiger underwear, man, that shit better clean you up.
I better do everything.
Absolutely. That's why. When's the last time you had white underwears?
That's true.
Think about that.
That's true. I don't wear underwears, but yes.
Yeah. I'm still embarrassed.
So how do you approach it, Berto?
I think same thing as you guys, but I'll probably make it in a joking manner. Not to like, yeah.
It's the only way that you know how to do it, honestly.
I would do it in a joking manner just because I try to be serious when I can, but yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh at shit. Like I would be like, don't Google, you know, what the girl does with the wine bottle in her butt.
Like, you know, or blue waffles.
Yeah. But I will, as a parent, I am 100% that I will make them, there's no negotiating, sit through 2 Girls in 1 Cup. I do not care. They will sit through it like I did, like a man, and they will stomach it. And then they can decide, you know what? Maybe I won't see any naked girls at the moment.
That's disgusting.
Hey, I think everyone has to watch it. Every person.
I still haven't seen it.
You still haven't seen it? You, Luz?
Nope.
I'm going to send it to you.
I guess.
I'm going to keep sending it to you.
Maybe that's why you had the blue balls the first time.
I didn't see it. I didn't watch it till I was older, way old. Probably like 25, I would say. But I'm going to send it to you every day until you watch it.
So we're all in agreement that we're going to somehow educate our kids.
Already did.
Right? Well, I mean, I know you did. I mean, Berto and I are still nowhere close to that.
Don't worry about what I do with the little.
You still count.
I'll just say it's in the works.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
I got a little bit to go, so I'm dreading it though.
Don't.
Those are easier.
Yeah, mine asked me for a cell phone. I was like, no.
Which one? The little one?
The oldest.
The oldest, yeah.
I was like, no. How old are you? You gonna pay for that plan?
These plans are getting ridiculous.
I already got 5 people on my plan.
Heard that YouTube just raised their price by $20.
For what?
They're streaming services. Like YouTube, I guess you paid like $40 and you got the TV and stuff. They raised it to like $65.
What TV do they watch? I don't watch TV. I have an Amazon Fire Stick. Wink, wink.
It's just
I think they're figuring out that ain't no money in it.
That's why the kids are watching free porn. Like
Gucci. Karate Kid go on Netflix from YouTube, so. But what's on YouTube TV? Like, what's on it?
They had most of the sports games when they were alive, and they had shows and all types of stuff. And, you got music videos, Tekashi 6ix9ine videos and stuff. No big deal. Like,
but I have your Hulu account, so I'm good, right?
No, you don't.
have my Hulu account, bro. Don't do that.
Wink, wink. Just like,
we don't do that. We don't share streaming services. By the way, I need your password.
For which one?
Shut up. Your password is like the same thing.
No, there's two. There's two.
Oh, you split the passwords?
I split the passwords, bro.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
You know what? I'll hit you up in a text later so you can save it. Because I know the hardship of not being able to use someone else's streaming.
I'll tell you one thing: his password is password. With an S at the end.
With an S. Passwords.
So, Los, what would be like the fatherly advice for our listeners to know and understand how this show works?
Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna be straight up real with you. Don't forget to delete the cookies, cache, and browsing history. Straight up.
That's it. Delete the cookies, cache, and the browsing history. And you want to have these talks, kiddos. Oof.
As always, thank you for listening to the Three Dads in a Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This is your host, BD Berto, your favorite baby daddy, signing off with my compadres, Daddy Los and Freddie D.
Adios. Amigo, and welcome to the Three Dads in the Podcast with your host Freddie D. As always, co-parenting with me is the man, the myth, the legend from Bayamon, Carlos.
What up, kiddos?